Alrighty, first roll of the night with Professor Noel. This evening we worked a K-guard entry into some basic submissions, so it's really cool to see straight off the bat there from a standing position, which we actually didn't drill. But some really nice control there. I'm going to have to replay the sequence because that was really nice control of the underside of my other leg, straight into threatening a knee bar. I'm just trying to free my knee line, but he goes still controlling the leg there, and it's really interesting to see what he does here. Beautiful transition straight into a toe hold. That whole sequence, I'm going to replay that because it needs to be studied for me, so I can hopefully do it to someone else. But that was a really nice entry straight into leg control, leading to submission, which was rad. He's got reverse de la Riva here with a foot in the bicep. I just want to get that foot off the bicep because it's the one control that he has on me that I felt like I could influence. He off-balances me there, sweeps me over, does a cool berimbolo roll, and I'm going to be cutting some of this footage just because we've rolled off screen. But here he's got back control, threatening some kind of lapel choke. I've got my upper back against the mat to try and reduce the leverage he has. Backwards rolled out of it, which was cool. I don't think he had a submission threat there unless he was going to come up. So it's good. I'm pinning his left leg here with my shin, which reduces some of his options. If I was a little bit quicker, I might have been able to go into a knee cut. I'm just applying some pressure here through my shoulder, so I've tripoded up, gotten into 3/4 guard, I think that is, by freeing my shin and freeing my knee from his half guard. Now I've got a bit more control over his hips. But he's still controlling that leg of mine. Really good sleeve control by him, leading into a backwards roll sweep. He's controlling my left leg here, so I can't swing it over for a leg lock. And he managed to free his own knee line in the meantime, so good by him. He's now in, I don't know if this is, it's not like a half guard, it's more of a 3/4 mount. Cutting again, just because we went out of frame. Standing trying to pass this guard, really difficult. It doesn't look like there's much happening, and it looks like I'm really shaky. I am feeling a bit heavy on my feet at the moment, not because of weight, just feeling a bit immobile despite all the mobility work, but to be worked on. And it doesn't always look like there's a hell of a lot going on, but there's a lot of tension going through. Going for inside position there, putting my knee into his armpit, and my foot was there ripe for the taking, so he went straight for the toe hold, which forced me to move. I've got kind of like a bottom side crucifix position there, which I'm now trying to force a, what's it called? A omoplata, but I couldn't get the omoplata, had no leverage, and I was trying to move all of his weight without really having any leverage on the shoulder joint there. He's got some good grips here, controlling my right leg, which is stopping me from being able to move my hips very much at all. My left leg is on the inside of his bicep, just trying to put a bit of pressure on that arm. Didn't really achieve much, unfortunately. Rolls over. Thanks for the roll. Dap me up. Hell yeah, brother. Moving into my next roll with Professor David. This was roll 3 of the night. I didn't actually catch my roll with young Zach, but came straight in with Professor David. Unfortunately, again, this one is stuck off the edge, so not a whole lot to show, but I'll still carry on trying to annotate. I'm pulling him back into frame here. Now, I've got one hook in, and I really struggle with this because for me it doesn't feel like I've got an effective hook. It feels more like I've got a, I've just got a problem to solve. It's not a hook that denotes control over his body for me. Now, this is a little bit different. I'm trying to keep my left foot underneath his hip to stop him from rolling over, but that failed. Ideally here, since I've pretty much lost the back, his hips are well and truly over, I would have been able to come up a little bit quicker just to capitalize on the momentum. But with the gi, there's always a little bit more friction. Arm was under his head, just couldn't slip it out. I think from this position, I'm still stuck in like a half guard. My right leg will be stuck in between his two legs. David is very sticky with that half guard, and it's difficult to pass, particularly in gi. I find that to pass really sticky guards like that, you kind of have to be a little bit mean with the crossface and I don't like doing that to friends. Even if they're black belts or whatever, you know, we're all friends, and a hard crossface isn't, it's just not nice. But maybe that's a me problem and something I need to get over. If any of you have any good suggestions for half guard passing, let me know. I do have John Danaher's dynamic pins and half guard passing, so I should really look at that. Rolling now with Harry, beautiful shin on shin to saddle entry straight into almost a nice saddle, and I was just trying to keep my other foot underneath his leg there to prevent the saddle from being locked in. I've got one foot under his right leg, which I try and use to off balance him, and thankfully that releases the pin that he had on my left leg. I should have gone for something else here, but I was just stuck and not being as active as I should have, but I should have swapped to something else there. He's pinning my right leg. You can see he's keeping his foot in there, but he was focused on my other leg, going for that heel hook. Very naughty, but good. Always be attacking, always be threatening. It's a great way to expose other parts of your opponent that they weren't necessarily thinking about. I'm unsure what this leg entanglement position is. I believe it's Ashigarami. I'm holding Harry's gi here and just trying to get my foot flat on the mat. He's going to try and sweep me again and destabilize me, which I think he succeeds in doing. Grabbing that gi of mine, and he's able to topple me over again straight into that beautiful saddle position. This time, however, he manages to lock it up, and he's got full control over my left leg while threatening a submission on the right. Now my goal is I have to try and free my stuck knees from his hip. So I need to get my knees, they're currently above his hip line, to below his hip line. When my knees are below his hip line, he doesn't have any leverage to complete a submission, meaning I can kind of move around and not focus so much on the legs. I can focus on other things. Most people don't heel hook in the gi. I think it's just because it's not regulation and against the rules. Most competitions, in fact all competitions I know, don't support heel hooking in the gi. The way we train, we kind of just do whatever. We're not really thinking about rules or points, and we're more just thinking about technique and available submissions. I prefer it this way. We're not strategists in terms of like, how can we win a jiu-jitsu match based on a rule set, but rather how can we use all of the available techniques to our advantage, and that's what we do. So, and that's how we enjoy training. I don't know if everyone at the club is like this, but we generally just kind of hit whatever we want. Going for some half guard passing here. I end up missing the pressure passing that I was going for, trying to pummel a leg so that I can just get my knee past his hips and past his legs, ending up in this kind of Craig Jones power ride position, which is cool. I always struggle to apply meaningful pressure in this position, though. It's a really difficult position, I feel, anyway, particularly as a lighter guy. For me, the leverage and everything isn't as intuitive, but it does look like a good position. Harry reverses nicely. I concede the position, which I shouldn't have done. I should have scrambled or done something, but I conceded it. I'm going for a rolling saddle entry here. He's got my right leg, which feels good for him, but I think he's aware of what I'm going for here. I've got control over his belt, and I'm also holding my own shin here just to assist with the momentum. I've rolled him over, and I'm straight into a saddle position. He tries to block the saddle, but I managed to lock it up. Grab one of the legs at least, the one that I've got connected to my thighs. While he's defending it, he's unfortunately slipped into double trouble. Now, the reason I can't finish this is because there's a lot of space between the arms. What I need to do is hold my arms together, reduce the space, and extend my hips. And we've got like a lateral knee bar there. It's not a traditional knee bar. It's kind of coming from the LCL side upwards. So breaking pressure through the LCL. I think what that would damage is probably meniscus and MCL, the inner of the knee. That would be the thing that's getting kind of stretched. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and the commentary. If you did, let me know. I'm averaging like 20 views per video, which is great. I'm happy that people are watching it, and frankly 10 of them are probably me. But if you enjoyed the video, please let me know. Like the video too, it helps, and consider subscribing if you liked it, or don't. whatever. But I appreciate you coming, so thank you.